Do you think judging ourselves is a good thing? Do you think judging ourselves as caregivers, as how we're doing, taking care of our parent, is that a good thing? Today we're going to talk about our own self-judgment, the voice inside our head that is constantly commenting on everything we do as a caregiver. We're going to talk about whether that's helpful or not. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to offer you just a short exercise to try to do for one day, just to see its impact. But before we get into the video, my name is Tammy Provenzel. I'm a physical therapist and a coach for caregivers. I believe that caregivers, especially caregivers of an elderly parent, need more resources and guidance. So I started this channel to try to be one of those. The idea of judgment, our brain needs to do that. It's made to do that because we have so much information coming at us from all different angles, and our brain is trying to compartmentalize, figure out what this thing means and this thing means and how it works in the whole picture. And so it makes sense that our brain wants to do that. And so judgment is basically a good thing. And that includes judging ourselves, judging other people, judging situations. And so we do need that, right? How much of that do we need though? For a lot of us, self-judgment can feel overwhelming. We might use it too much. We might have gotten into the habit of judging ourselves so harshly that everything we do is harder. Life is harder. We might feel depressed, anxious, overwhelmed by everything because we're constantly telling ourselves everything we do is not right. So if we think about it for a minute, how could that be helpful to us, right? Think about it like this. Caregiving can sometimes feel like a battle. So it's almost like we're the soldier or the warrior or the ninja fighting that battle every day, constantly having to adjust, figure out what we're doing, how we're going to do this, how we're going to physically do things, how we're going to emotionally do things. And we go out every day and we do it. Sometimes things go smoothly and other times they don't. But imagine if that at the end of the day, we come back and we drag ourselves in after this really long, hard battle that we face today, and we had the commander of our army standing at the doorway. And as we start to come through, he starts kicking us. He starts slapping us. And he pushes us down. And he just berates us. And he just lays into us about what an awful job we did today. That's kind of like what our judge does. So yes, our judge can be helpful. It can help us to put things into some perspective. It can help us to make decisions. It can help us to maybe pivot if we're headed down a wrong path. If we give too much strength to that judge, it can have the opposite effect. It can lead us to feeling depressed and anxious and overwhelmed. One of the first steps in addressing anything is recognizing it. So the exercise that I'm offering for you to do for one day, and then kind of maybe do an assessment at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. See if there's a difference in how you feel. So the exercise is to name your inner judge. I call mine Judger McJudgerson. The sillier the name or the most ridiculous name you can find, the better, because if you're naming it something silly, it kind of interrupts the strength of what that judge is saying, the impact of what that judge is saying to us. So you're going to name your inner judge. As you have self-judging thoughts throughout the day, you're going to acknowledge them. You're going to pay attention to them. You're going to look for them. And as they come up, you're going to, in your mind or out loud, just say something like, "Hey, it's Judger McJudgerson. Where you been? I've been waiting for you." Or something like, "Hey, Judger McJudgerson, I'm not really paying attention to you right now. I got stuff to do." Anything you can do to make it silly or just not make sense or totally absurd, that will help to interrupt the automatic pattern that most of us have, that once we hear that inner judgment, it leads us down a path of more and more thoughts that build up that inner judgment and validate it and make it stronger. Hopefully today's video was helpful. Please like and share, subscribe to this channel, and in the comment section below, what are some of the names that you're going to give your inner judge? Thanks.